Well, it went the distance, the 2017 Community Shield. Two London rivals locking horns. And despite Arsenal playing some engaging football at the start, it was a goalless first half. Lacazette was busy, and maybe on another day that could have hit him and gone in. Good work by Iwobi to set him up.
Yeah, Iwobi did really well to get to the byline. Courtois just got a finger on it. Took it out the path of Lacazette. But he did brilliantly here, turning first, playing Bellerin in. Doesn't sprint to get involved too quickly, just holds his ground. Then he can switch the play. And this is the good bit of play from him. Just holds his ground again, lets the Chelsea players run back towards their own goal. And then wraps his foot round it and tries to bend it into that far corner. That was excellent play all round from Lacazette, who will probably be a hit with the Arsenal fans after his performance today.
He's used Gary Cahill as a bit of a screen. Got it round the Chelsea captain, past the goalkeeper, but not past the post. Well, Chelsea chose to play Pedro just 15 days after his facial injuries, playing a pre-season game in Beijing against Arsenal, and he was to have a mixed bag of a day. It was the better side of him, with a fine strike with his left foot.
Yeah, really good strike. Good counter-attack by Chelsea on that occasion.
Willian seizing on a bad touch by Bellerin and then going down to the mind of referee Bobby Madley. And he threw himself to the ground and he gets a yellow card for simulation.
It was a difficult one. Certainly no penalty. Did he mean to go down? I'm not quite so sure. I think he may have just clipped his heels, but
here we are, 49 seconds into the second half, Stuart, and Victor Moses, who of course got sent off for a second yellow card for diving in the cup final, goes from 0 then to hero, potential hero here. And they're giving Chelsea the lead.
Well, this is all about the determination of Gary Cahill. When the ball goes up in the air from Xhaka, Gary Cahill gets underneath it, heads it back in. Arsenal are trying to hold a high line. They don't react. Victor Moses does. And it's his first touch that just beats the goalkeeper. Just takes it away, then he can almost pass it into the corner. Cech can't get there.
But today, not to Victor the spoils. Arsenal worked hard to try and find an equaliser. El Neni might have been lucky had that gone in. It was a fierce cross shot that Courtois did well to deal with.
He's trying to whip this into the box. Comes off the outside of his boot. Almost embarrassed Courtois.
And this led to the save of the game. Granit Xhaka giving it everything.
From behind the goal, the Arsenal fans thought that was in. Hit it with power, but also cut across the ball, so it's bending away from Courtois. What a save it was from the Chelsea man. Short step, and then the dive.
Well, this is the moment that will make the headlines. Pedro lunging in, catching El Neni, didn't go down straight away. Bobby Madley weighing it up, maybe getting a word from an assistant. And red, when we were all expecting yellow.
He didn't defend it particularly well. He didn't defend it at all when the ball came in. David Luiz had been talking to Antonio Conte on the side about how they were going to reshape. They'd already brought on Rudiger. You can just see one of the defenders went back a little bit earlier than everybody else. I think it may have been Morata actually that kept everybody on side. But Rudiger should have stayed with Kolasinac. He does really well and had a very good game when he came on.
So we went to penalties, and the penalties in the order of the new experimentation, where one team goes first and then the second team goes second. This is, in fact, Courtois with the fourth penalty. It was 2-1 to Arsenal at that point. And high, wide and not handsome. And Morata came up.
It wasn't a great penalty.
No, beyond Cech actually, and beyond the post. Oxlade-Chamberlain made it 3-1, 3 out of 3 for Arsenal, and they, by this ABBA-style shootout, they go again. And Olivier Giroud delivered the Community Shield to Arsenal for the 3rd time in 4 seasons. They win the cup, And they come back to Wembley the following August and they win the Shield. So some facts and figures for you at the end of a long afternoon here at Wembley. 1-1, but plenty of shots. Friendly, not enough on target for either manager. And of course that one red card is the one that shines out there for Pedro, which will mean a suspension from 3 Premier League games. Comparison between Lacazette, newly in, and Batshuayi newly into the team, really, with Diego Costa going. They were both substituted, both worked hard. Lacazette did enough, I think, on his official Arsenal debut to show that he is going to please the fans in the months ahead. Granit Xhaka denied a spectacular Wembley goal by Thibaut Courtois' wonderful save. And when Arsenal was still trailing, Cesc Fabregas is still going to be a bit of a conundrum, the former Arsenal player, of course, with Chelsea, who have his creativity when he plays, but also perhaps have one or two negative things where covering the ground isn't his strongest point, but still a very fine player. Two of the real characters of the match, of course, always David Luiz, who had a better second half, at least until he didn't organise the defending of the free kick that led to the equaliser. A bit off the pace in the first half, but Sead Kolasinac, who has arrived under a bit of a shadow from Lacazette, really. I guess defenders don't get the same trumpeting when they come to a new club, but he has certainly made his new club aware of what he can do defensively, and indeed with that equalising goal that took it to penalties. So there we are. The Chelsea end is empty. The Arsenal fans just gradually making their way, a happy ending for them. They love Wembley. Arsenal have won in this stadium for a 9th game in a row, and it's brought them the Community Shield.